I'm in Salad and I saw The Host. It is directed by Bong Joon-ho. It is written by Bong Joon-ho, and if you haven't seen this movie, I will spoil it for you. This is a Korean horror film, by the way, and oh my goodness. I have a lot to say about this movie, and how long can I do this for? It's so streamy. Ooh, whoop. I don't want to deal with that anymore. So anyway, this movie starts, we're following a family pretty much. We have the dad, we have like the grandfather, we have like the daughter of the dad, and then we also have the aunt that this child looks up to, and it's sweet. Okay, I have issue with the dad. He does not pay attention to his daughter whatsoever. He's just kind of like sprawling about, just being worthless pretty much in the eyes of the we also have the uncle. I didn't mention this either. He is a college graduate. He drinks a lot of alcohol and he's not able to find a job, and so in the eyes of that of the uncle and the aunt, in relation to the child, so they're all in relation to the child. It seems like the child is like the protagonist. I see it as the child is the protagonist, and then like the dad is the protagonist and the child is like the motivator. They're like really interconnected. It's kind of hard to tell who is the main character in this movie. But anyway, first of all, we have this freaking dad, right? And he's just like, yeah, not going to pay attention whatsoever. And because of this, they think, the uncle and the aunt think that he is a pathetic guy, he's a loser, and that he shouldn't be alive. He shouldn't just be considered at all. You know, he just kind of, it's kind of sad. You know what? I jumped ahead to what I really like most about this movie, but I really should go in order, because experiencing this movie in order has like the greatest emotional impact. Okay, so this movie starts in it's like February 9, 2000, correct me if I'm wrong, but February 9, 2000, we were in a morgue, and it's just a beautiful shot. It's like the entire screen is just like, it's just the entire morgue. Got 3 tables, and it's all busy, and there's like 2 guys. We got an American dude, we got a Korean guy, and the American guy is like, it's dusty. There's dust on these bottles of formaldehyde. Dump them in the water. And it's hearing this and like noticing the Korean guy's hesitation, and he's like, dude, these are dangerous chemicals. He's like, I know, you should have dusted. Get dumping. And then the next scene, the next shot where it's like he's just dumping all the bottles, and the way that like the camera pans, and it's like it just shows all the bottles, and just like it's like, that's a lot. That's so many bottles. That's too many bottles. It just like keeps showing you how many bottles there are. And so I'm just like, oh no. And then like it transitions into the river. And then, oh man, the river. There is a big focus on the river. You got some people fishing. They're like, oh, how many tails does that have? Never shows the monster. It's just people describing this random fish that they caught in the cup, and it's like terrifying that this formaldehyde of whatever chemicals that are in a morgue that's in the water, it'll go into the river. Man, I was feeling so anxious watching this. So like, no. What about the people? They're drinking all of that water. Their fish comes from that water. And this guy has like, how many tails does he have? And it's like, oh geez, this is mutated. We got a mutated creature here. And a few years later, another flash forward, and you got a guy, he's like looking over at the bridge, he's about to jump, and you got some fellas who didn't pay attention to him before. But now they're like, don't do it, don't do it. And he's like, you know what? You not see this miscoloration in the water, and these doofuses be like, oh, well, I don't see anything. What's there? And I'm just like, freaking, do you not see it? There's like a sludge. There's like green sludge at the very bottom of the water, and I thought it was a bunch of like chemicals. I was like, ugh, there's something like weird chemical goo that's going to like mutate like a bunch of these animals. And this guy's like, I'm gonna jump. I really like this line. Ha ha ha. Later, you made it. Later, morons. Have a good life. And then he jumps off. But then there's like the way that the transitions are in this movie. I really like the transitions. So it shows him like jumping off, and then it like goes to the news, and it's like, oh well, he was like half the body was eaten when we found this guy, and it's like it's in the background of like a casual conversation. I love the dynamic between dad and granddad. Okay, granddad be like, oh, you sleeping again? Okay, well, how about you do this? And I was thinking, why is this guy not getting fired? Like, why is he sleeping all the time? You know? And so, you know, because it was Bong Joon-ho, I knew everything would be answered. Okay, I just knew it. I knew this would be a good movie. And so I was like, all these pieces going into place, and he's like, shoo, all come together. I love it. And also, I really like how we have the granddad, fixing this customer's order. Hey, here's some 2 sodas, give it to them. And instead of setting it on the frickin' picnic table, he doesn't. I'm like, dude, just set it down so you don't have to deal with it. Oh my goodness. And now he just has these sodas in the tray while like a group of people are watching this freaking creature who looks like an alien. He looks like literally the alien from Aliens combined with a bass. Like a fish bass. It literally looks like that. That's what the creature looks like. And I gotta tell you, the CGI is definitely not the best part of the movie. If you want to watch this movie, you gotta separate yourself from the CGI quality. You gotta immerse yourself in the story, because holy dang, there's so much pre-production. There's so much, like, when you see people like running from this creature eventually, like you could just see like how much planning it took. Like, oh, they're going phew. All the actors have to move in a very specific way, and then the CGI is placed there. But you know, I really admire the efforts of everyone. So anyway, I'm gonna go back a little bit. This freaking doofus dad, he's like, oh, let me throw soda in the river. And then the guy, the bass monster eats it up. And then everyone just starts throwing their stuff in the river. And then he swims away. And I'm like, you weren't guaranteed that he was gonna do that again, you freaking idiots. Oh my goodness. And then you wanna know what happens? Freaking jump scare. He jumps out and starts like freaking eating people, and then I'm like, oh no, total chaos. This is where all the chaos comes. He starts like eating people up. Has like people, he stores people in their mouth or something. He like partially eats them or something. It's kind of interesting. Like, it seems like a lot of the adults are like instantly killed. But in the case of like, I don't want to spoil it yet because I haven't gotten there yet. Okay, so we have this freaking dad, and he's running away, and he's like, oh no, my daughter, someone fell. And then he grabs a hand thinking it's his daughter, and then it's actually not his daughter, and the daughter's about to be swallowed up by the freaking swamp monster. And at this point I'm like, no, you freaking idiot, what you do? You haven't been paying attention to your daughter, so you don't know your daughter's hand. Now you lost your daughter, and now the daughter's been swallowed up. And okay, just for ease of mind, we do eventually find out that the daughter is alive. But at this moment, I'm just like, wow, oh no, she's dead. I was like having a lot of hope, like hoping that she would be alive the entire time. And then the movie kept going, like mourning her funeral, having the family talk about her death. They're like blaming each other, they're like fighting in front of people. It's just like really trashy what they're doing, but it's also like really raw. It's so raw. I love the rawness. And then like they're having more talkity talk. They're like quarantine, and then we have this freaking like the government be like, oh, there's a virus now. We gotta spray a bunch of these chemicals around. We gotta spray them around. Just have a fun time. Yes, shoo, 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 shoo. Agent Yellow. Wait, what was it called? I know it was a thinly veiled Agent Orange thing, but it was something different. What is it? Agent Yellow? Could you correct me? I'm blowing Agent Orange at you. Wait, Agent Yellow at you. How do you like that? What if that happened to you? This is what happened to them. And I'm like, no, god damn it, they're all coughing and such. They're in quarantine. And they're like, oh wow. Oh, we're sad. But then a freaking call. Wow, she's alive. She has her phone. She calls her dad. She describes the sewer that they're in. And I'm like, oh, okay, let's have them find the sewer. Well, they managed to narrowly escape people trying to catch him when they're escaping. This guy has like itchy skin and stuff. And it's like, oh, maybe this guy has a virus. I didn't know this guy was like a host or something. And then like, they now just drive around. They're looking for all the sewers. They're looking at all the biggest of sewers. And by the way, I love this attention to detail. She said deep sewer. We have the freaking dad looking in the big sewer. Those are two different descriptions. So of course, they never find her in this part of the movie. And we also have like, I love this. Every time they encounter the monster, a few things happen. Like, oh, we gotta like fight him. Oh no, we gotta run. And then we have the archer girl because she got a bronze, but she's like in the Olympics. I don't know if it was the Olympics. I think they said the Olympics. Yeah, they said the Olympics. It was the Olympics. So anyway, she was in the Olympics. She got a bronze medal. It's because she didn't go in time. She kind of held on for too long. And so that's the entirety, kind of like the thing of the movie is she keeps like holding on too long. She's slow. And she keeps holding on to her bow and arrow for too long. And what's interesting is that because of this, whenever there are opportunities for her to hit the monster with the bow and arrow, she gets messed up. Either by being bumped. I think it's mostly just by being bumped, honestly. Yeah, it's just that. Oh man. So there's that arc. We also have, they're kind of just stuck in there. This guy, the monster, the fish monster guy be like, oh hey, I'm gonna regurgitate all of my victims. And so some of them are alive. We have a little boy, and he's alive, and he's like sickly. And we have, oh, she's so precious, the daughter. She's taking care of him, because he's a little guy. He's just a little guy. You better take care of the little guys. And it makes you feel sweet. And I'm like, oh, it's nice. They can find comfort in each other in this dark, scary place away from everyone that they love and know. Oh, geez, and not knowing if they're gonna die or not. So there's that. I do like how the dad keeps on looking, and he has a character arc. He becomes like less pathetic when he's pushed, and then he's like, oh, I'm gonna still find my daughter. I'm still find her. And then he does eventually get caught. And this part is so messed up. Okay, and I love this part. Okay, he eventually gets caught. He gets, oh, this is terrifying. He's like, no, please don't. While they have like him on a bed. He's strapped down, and he has like this little. It looks like one of those things on the bottom of globes. I don't know what it's called, but they're about to lobotomize him or drill into his brain or something. I don't know what the difference is, but his head's about to be drilled in, and the anesthesia is not working, so he can feel everything So as soon as that happens, as soon as he wakes up, he freaking like jumps up. He's like, all right, y'all. He gets his blood taken out, and then he actually learns that there is no virus. There actually is no virus from one of the freaking workers. Oh, I'm just gonna be too loud. I'm gonna be so loud. And he's like, oh, there's no virus? And they're like, oh, he has his blood taken out, whatever. And then he's like, oh, don't come near. And he's like holding the freaking the nurse, and I'm using it as a hostage, and I'm like, yes, get him with the blood, and then, or I guess more accurately, it'd be kind of like pulling down the lever, and he goes, he says, I love it. And then, oh man, you know what I absolutely love is that he just barrels through all of the barricades. Well, it's like a 2-room. Is it a mobile home? No, it's a trailer. I guess trailer is more accurate. It has 2 rooms, so he's in one room, and then he pushes through into the main room, and then he pushes through the door again, and then he's outside. We have this freaking doofus grilling, and I'm like, dude, this guy's pissed. He just got his brain drilled into, and he felt the entire thing. And these idiots, I don't know if they're idiots or maybe they're just evil, and they're just grilling and chilling, and I'm like, dude, he's so pissed. It's a bunch of Americans too, and so he's doubly pissed. He's like, dude, I hate you. He starts kicking stuff down, and I'm like, heck yeah, you go get him, yes, get him. And I'm like, I love it. Dude, he was able to it's a great escape. He's able to escape. He's still looking for his daughter, and okay, the family gets separated, right? The family gets separated each which way. The uncle is like, okay, we gotta have like an official way to find these family friends, our daughter, my brother-in-law's daughter, aka my niece. I gotta find my niece. Wow, that's actually pretty cool. Anyway, so we gotta find my daughter, gotta find my niece. He's like, why didn't you go through the official channels? This third person asks. This is like literally like a third person. I'm saying it within like the context of the family being like, we're first person, they're second person, and then, this guy is just outside of everything. So he doesn't know, he's like, dude, why didn't you come to us before? He's like, we have a really dumb family. And he's like, oh, okay, I think I can find my freaking daughter, okay? And I'm kind of blanking on the things that happened in between him realizing that his dad is dead. And then, like, okay, I'm going to go more into the swampery. I do remember, like, there was some pretty good, like, shots. Like, I remember establishing at, like, some sort of, like, bread place or something. It was some store with, like, some neon on it. It was, like, red, yellow, blue. And then, like, that was, like, established out from the outside and go a few shots, and then we get the inside, and then it's, like, a transition point because we see a picture of it, and then that transition point leads to the family, like another perspective shift on the family. And you know what I really love? So the dad is alone. He's alone now. And he ends up going to the right sewer. He did it. Congratulations. But the daughter's not there. But the swamp monster is. And oh boy, he's like so pissed. He's like, I gotta get my daughter. You know what he does? My favorite part is I love that he's like, okay, I have this like just pulling things off of this metal thing. I got this metal piece. I'm gonna step up to. I'm gonna be like this, and he does a little, and he like, what is it called? Getting caught in his throat, caught in the swamp monster's throat. Right after he pulled out his daughter. Trying to pull out his daughter, and freaking swamp monster is like, he's bleeding, and it's so cool to see like the blood dripping onto the pole, and it's like him, and he's able to like go because the swamp monster has it now. Why do I keep calling him swamp monster? He's not from a swamp, he's a river monster, first of all. And second of all, I guess swamp monster, I honestly just personally think that swamp monsters are cooler than river monsters, Because, you know, with swamp monsters, you can have all them plants on them. And all the moss. You know? Just river monster, just a big old fish. This guy's a big old fish. But honestly, I like the swamp thing cooler. I think the swamp thing is cooler than this guy. Just my personal taste. But he's an effective guy. So we pull out the daughter, and then we have the daughter and also the kid that was with the daughter. The daughter ends up dying. It's really sad. And so we have the dad, and he's like, oh, I'm distraught, but I have the son, and then I'm gonna take care of him. I have a second chance. And he takes that second chance. I love how he takes that second chance. He's like, yo, okay, I'm gonna like make food. I'm gonna have it all cozy in here so we can have a chill time and we can have a good time in the snow. And that's how the movie ends. And I thought it was really heartwarming, but also so sad how many deaths there were. I'm sorry that the people had to die. I felt for everyone in this movie. That was a really long review. This is longer than usual. You can really tell if I like a movie by how much I talk about it and how much I talk about each scene, because of how like impactful it is to me. Like, I feel like this movie is impactful. I'm like, oh man. Oh, here's the reason why the freaking loser dad is slow. Okay, so we have the grandpa takes care of him because when he was 2 years old, he was a big old brain kid, and then from 2 to 6, this freaking grandpa be drinking all the time, not taking care of his kid, and so he didn't get any nutrients when he needed the nutrients, and then was able to be slow, and then got beat up and stole food from people, and then when he was caught, he got beat up, and that was fun for him, and that made him slow, and now he has to sleep all the time, and that's why he dozes off. And then as soon as this was explained to me, I'm like, yes, it makes sense. I totally get it. I'm sorry I judged you. I'm so sorry I judged you. Okay? My apologies. So, you know, I really like this movie. I really think the blocking is expert level. Like, it's... How many times did they have to retake every shot to get it right? Because, wow, it just seems like every shot is like so perfect. I can see all the movement on screen. Especially, there's this one part where this guy is like picking up a brick and he's like throwing it and it's all on screen. He's like running and it's all on screen. I'm like, yes, I love this. So, oh man, I just really like this movie. This movie made a big impact on me. I really appreciate seeing a 2007 movie. This is 2007. Watch this and tell me there are no COVID similarities. Just take a gander. I don't want to comment on it anymore, but I just want to plant that idea into your head because it's remarkably similar how this movie portrays everything. I guess it is human nature after all, so human nature is predictable. It's bound to happen again. 80 years to be precise. 80-year cycle to be precise. So anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about. What do you think of this movie if you've seen it? I really like this movie a lot. And honestly, I really like the acting. It's so emotional. And the one thing that I have a little bit of a gripe with is the CGI. Like, there's some moments where the values didn't match up with the camera values. Like, the darkest dark wasn't the darkest dark in the camera, and the lightest light on the lightest light on the lightest light, and vice versa. You get the theory. So anyway, I like this movie a lot. I feel like I've been rambling on for about too long. Just go watch it yourself. It's only an hour and 55 minutes, but it's so well paced. Like, the first 5 minutes, I'm like hooked. I'm like, oh my god! There's so much happens in the first 5 minutes, and then throughout the rest of the movie. This is well worth your watch. So I gotta give this movie like a solid, it's like an 8.6 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another one. YouTube really likes that. If you want to fast track a movie review, you can do that for $20 dinos on patreon.com/ASEPresents. And if you'd like to help support the daily grindiness of all them daily movies, go to this link tree, find the way you can help support the daily grind of all them daily movies. So you can go here. And until next time, Mint Salad Saw. I'll see you later, my Sacred Sons of Big Bits. Boop.